Saihō-ji Kyoto. Saihō-ji Zaifang Si is a Rinzai Zen Buddhist temple in Matsuo, Nishikyō Ward, Kyoto, Japan. The temple, which is famed for its moss garden, is commonly referred to as Koke-dera Tai-si, meaning moss temple, while the formal name is Kōinzan Saihō-ji洪隠山西芳寺. The temple, primarily constructed to honor Amitābha, was first founded by Gyōki and was later restored by Musō Soseki. In 1994, Saihō-ji was registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site as part of the historic Monuments of Ancient Kyoto. Over 120 types of moss are present in the two-tiered garden, resembling a beautiful green carpet with many subtle shades. History. According to temple legend, Saihō-ji was constructed during the Nara period by Gyōki on the location of one of Prince Shotoku's former retreats. The temple first operated as a Hasso temple dedicated to Amitābha and was known as Saihō-ji Zaifang-si, a homophone of the current name. The name was selected because Amitābha is the primary Buddha of Western Paradise, known in Japanese as Seihō-jodo Zaifang-jing-tu. Legend states that such famous Japanese monks as Gyōki and Honen later served as the chief priests of the temple. Although the veracity of these legends is questionable, it is believed that such a predecessor to the current temple did, in fact, exist. Over time, the temple fell into disrepair, and in 1339, the chief priest of the nearby Matsuo shrine, Fujiwara Chikuhide, summoned the famous Japanese gardener Musō Soseki to help him revive Saihō-ji as a Zen temple. At this time, Musō decided to change the temple's name to reflect its new Zen orientation. The temple became Saihō-ji Zaifang-si, the name being selected not only because it was a homophone of the original name, but also because the kanji were used in phrases related to Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma came from the West Sushi Zai, Soshi Serai, and Bodhidharma's teachings shall spread and come to bear fruit like a five-petaled flower, Wuzai Lai. Saihō-ji was destroyed by fire during the Anin War and twice ravaged by floods during the Edo period, but has since been rebuilt. The moss for which the temple is known was not part of Musō's original design. According to French historian François Berthier, the garden's islands were carpeted with white sand in the 14th century. The moss came much later, of its own accord during the Meiji era 1868–1912, when the monastery lacked sufficient funds for upkeep. Layout. The famous moss garden of Saihō-ji is situated in the eastern temple grounds. Located in a grove, the garden is arranged as a circular promenade centered on Golden Pond Huangjin Chai, Aganchi. The pond is shaped like the Chinese character for heart or mind Zen, Kokoro, and contains three small islands: Asahi Island Jiao Rai Dao, Yuhai Island Zai Rai Dao, and Kuri Island Wu Dao. The area around the pond is said to be covered with more than 120 varieties of moss, believed to have started growing after the flooding of the temple grounds in the Edo period. The garden itself contains 3 tea houses: Shonentei Xiangnan Ting, Shondu Shao and Tang, and Tanhakute Tenbei Ting, which were partially inspired by phrases from the Zen work Blue Cliff Record. Shonentei was originally built during the 14th century, but was subsequently destroyed. It was later restored by Senshon. Iwakura Tomomi was famously sheltered here towards the end of the Edo period. Shonentei is registered as an important cultural property. Shondu was constructed in 1920 and contains a wooden image of Senshon, after whom the tea house was named. Tanhakute was donated to the temple in 1928 by potter Zoroku Mashimazu. The eastern temple grounds also contains the main temple hall, the study, and a 3-storied pagoda. The main hall of the temple, known as Saraidu Zai Tang, was reconstructed in 1969, and it was in this year that the current image of Amitābha was enshrined. The paintings on the sliding doors are the work of Insho Demoto. The 3-storied pagoda was erected in 1978 and is used to store copies of sutras written by Rinzai adherents. The pagoda was constructed to honor Beisage Guru. The northern temple grounds contains a Zen rock garden and a temple hall known as Shito Unjai Dongen. The arrangement of stones in the rock garden is said to be demonstrative of Musō's creative genius. The gardens of Saihō-ji are collectively considered to be both a historical landmark and a special place of scenic beauty in Japan. Other significant items within the temple grounds include a stone monument engraved with a Kyoshi Takahama haiku, and another stone monument engraved with some of the writings of Jiro Asaragi. A portrait of Musō Soseki is considered to be an important cultural property. Tourism. Until 1977, Saihō-ji was open to the general public on a walk-up basis, as with other temples. At present, while it is open to the public, a number requirement limits the number of visitors. It is said that these regulations were put into place to protect the delicate moss from the hordes of tourists that plagued the temple before 1977. Reservations are required by prior application by return postcard. International visitors send a postcard or letter with an international reply coupon. As of May 2010, they prefer for the application to arrive up to 7 working days before the intended visit. There is only one visit per day, with time varying, so time of visit cannot be specified. The fee to visit 3,000 yen is the highest in Kyoto. Visitors are given access to the grounds for 90 minutes. Before being permitted access to the garden, visitors must engage in an activity, which varies from day to day. These include zazen sitting meditation, hand copying sutras, and chanting sutras. One is then asked to write down one's wish, name, and address. The monks keep all the sutras in the pagoda and continue to pray for all. The best time to visit is either during the East Asian rainy season in Kyoto, early June to mid-July, when the rains make the moss particularly lush, or in late autumn, when the turning leaves contrast with the moss.